Hello, Harper. Well, many people have asked the same question. I now believe, what must I do? That statement and question have been repeated millions of times over the centuries. Lots of people have asked that question. Fortunately, the book of Acts gives us the answer to that question. I'm going to tell you what I believe the Scriptures command us to do, but as I begin, I want to make one thing very clear. I will not be your judge. When that great day comes, you won't be able to say, my poppy told me, or my pastor told me. No. I'll tell you here what I believe you need to do, but don't simply take my word for it. Read the Scriptures for yourself and follow the example of those first believers. Well, let me first outline the major parts of the Bible. The first few chapters of Genesis give a super brief description of God creating the world and everything in it. God was present with His creation and gave man only one rule to obey, which he promptly broke, and broke the relationship that he had with God. The rest of the Old Testament is a long history of the Jews, a race of people through whom God would eventually send His Redeemer, the one who would fix the broken relationship. In the New Testament, the first 4 books are different accounts of Jesus' birth, life, miracles, death, and miraculous resurrection, followed by His ascension back into heaven. The 5th book, Acts, answers your question, what must I do? It clearly shows how the people of that day answered the same question you're asking. The next 20 books, or letters really, give instructions and examples on how you should live your life as a believer. The last book, Revelations, explains that Jesus promises to come back again and set up an entirely new world, exclusively for those who responded to the question and then committed themselves to growing toward those standards described in the other letters. Well, let's get back to that big question. What must I do? What I see in the book of Acts is this. People had to recognize and admit that their own sins had separated them from God. They acknowledged that Jesus was God's Son and that He was their personal Savior, that God would forgive their sins because of their faith in Jesus. They repeated Jesus' burial and resurrection in a symbolic way by being baptized, coming up out of the water as a new person, that is, born again. They lived out their lives sharing the good news about Jesus and little by little conforming their lives and actions to the high standards He set. Well, that's what I see from the book of Acts. Looks pretty simple, right? Well, those first 3 steps are pretty simple. It's that last one that will be a lifelong journey, a journey on which you'll encounter many potholes. The good news, though, is that the Lord promises to help along the way. Okay, sweetheart, that's my short answer to a short question. But again, don't take my word for it. Read the book of Acts and do what they did. Well, you may have more questions, and if you do, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer. In the meantime, remember always, I love you,